Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. Welcome. So today we have brother Musa from Jordan, right? And he said that he opened his eBay account as a sole trader, and he has been doing it for 5 years so far, right? On and off, obviously. And you
Yes.
opened with Pioneer account, which I don't recommend. And you was able to get one account under your name, and the other one is under your father's name. But the father's name hasn't really been the father's account hasn't really been used for a long time, so you're not sure about that, about the ins and outs of what's happening with that account at the moment. So, Musa, let's firstly, the traffic is not a problem. The traffic we can bring it. Like you're struggling with traffic, that's all algorithmic. But I want you to be aware of one thing, okay? With eBay, if you are going to, so which marketplace are you planning on selling, first of all?
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. So to answer this question, I'm trying to target a few markets actually, uh, like the US, the UK, and maybe some countries that maybe people trust eBay and Amazon rather than some maybe other platforms like my maybe Team or AliExpress.
Yeah.
So I want to target the, let's say, audiences that are familiar with these stores like eBay, Amazon, that give me an ease to, let's say, deal with them.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. So
And
I wouldn't
to add,
recommend you to go multiple ways because, okay, here is the algorithm for you. Each of the marketplaces have is assessed differently, right? I'm not talking about top rated, above standard, below standard. I'm not talking about your seller quality score. What I'm talking about is in terms of the traffic. So because you have a limitation of $100 to $1,000, even make it $5,000. These are very little, like limited numbers. And the reason
mm,
why you were getting these numbers is because you're from Jordan. Unfortunately,
mhm,
some countries are just unfortunate like that. So if you want sales on eBay, the number one thing that you need to realize with the algorithm is that without a doubt, sales bring sales concept. If you make a sale, if you go to your account right now and you look at the times that you make a sale, you're gonna see a pattern. It will be like you won't get any sales for 6 hours. You'll get one sale and then you'll get the sale after within 1 hour, and then the back until it dies, and then it will stop a little
mm,
bit and then it will re-kick, right? In order for you to get that, we call that momentum. In order for you to get that momentum, you need to be present in that what do you call it, in the marketplace. So I have an account. My limitation is $50 million, right?
mm,
What I'm able to do
mashallah.
is, alhamdulillah, what I'm able to do is I can list in USA, I can list in even UK if I wanted to, and which I
Mm,
wouldn't recommend because there's a lot of store subscription there. In USA, that's the one that I'm listing in Australia as well because I live in Australia, and in
mm,
Australia we can list up to 250,000 items. So now in your case, if you split your only 100 to $1,000 limitations to two, three different marketplaces, you are really limiting yourself. Like you are really
mm,
in a situation like you don't even what you need to do is product substitution, right?
mm.
That's the number one thing that you need to do. Do you know what a product substitution is?
I guess it's like it's like saturate when where like you have too many maybe products and they you don't know what to choose from
Right.
maybe.
So that's
Uh,
not it. So what product
mm,
substitution is, so there are three methods, okay, on eBay that you can
mm,
utilize. One of them is called sniping, which is you go to eBay, you're aware of the sales history part, right? You can download an extension and it can give you a sales history of the items. So if a buyer has listed, let's say, black mouse, you can go to their listing and then you can download the extension, and the extension will show you what time which buyer, right, limited access to the buyer information as well, has bought how many of those products. So you can see their sales history,
mm,
right? From these sales histories, you will be able to take the exactly same similar title, the exactly same title, right? And then you can list this item by lowering it by 5 cents. Algorithmically, when you lower it by 5 cents and you interlink these two um, listings, so their listings, which has been performing well, and you press on sell similar, eBay algorithm is going
mm,
to link that, And then if you're undercutting the person by 5 cents, now you have a high amount of predicted listing quality score, which if you watch my latest video, I go in depth about the listing quality score. It's
Mm,
basically is predicting how many sales you're gonna get. Second, you are going to be able to outperform him when it comes to pricing because the difference between the first person and the second person can sometimes be 5 cents, right?
mm,
The sales different, the amount of sales that you will get between the first person and the second person is, let's assume that you're on the first page in the first positioning, you will get like 60 sales while the second person is getting 30 sales. It's the dramatic,
mm,
right? So
mm, mm.
that's called sniping. Looking at the sales history, listing the same item with the same images, same titles, undercutting by 5 cents. The second one is looking at the images, right? And then finding either similar or something different, but you will be able to fit the same title for that item that you're going to list. So if I've listed a black mouse with right and left click, right? And then I go to Amazon, for example, I dropship from Amazon. Let's say the
Mm,
brand HP is $100, but another Chinese brand, right? The same quality is listed for $20. Now I can take that
mm,
listing title, which is algorithmically proven to perform, right? And I assess that by going to the sales history, and I can use the same title to cross list that
mm,
item. And what I will do is I will go to that person's account listing, and then I will sell similar, so that's also linked. And I will either undercut him by 5 cents or even more, right? So what I'm recommending
mm,
you to do is product substitution. The third method is bulk listing. You will not be able to do the bulk listing. You need high amounts of limitations. You need high amount of limits, but you only got 100 to 1,000. What you need to do is you got to recycle the product substitution back to back to back, right? And you don't do any type of pay per click. Forget about pay per click. You just need to do general promoted. So product substitution with 4.1 to 5% general promotion. And you got to make sure that you find the item that has selling the most and go and
mm.
find a similar item for way cheaper and list it on eBay. Now, that's how you're going to maximize your sales. That is the only way for you. If I hope that makes sense.
No, no, no. I totally understand. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
It's like the two ways are very effective, to be honest. Like you, let's say you target a listing for the first one. Let's say you target listing. You, let's say, take the details. You understand how the product works and why is it selling too much. You take that listing, you undercut it maybe for 5, 10, maybe dollar, $2, $3 if you want. But we don't want to also to let's say lower the prices too much because this will create maybe confusion and you will basically maybe harm the other seller, to be honest. And maybe some people will not come to you and they expect, let's say, some issues with your product. Like, why are we saying like $10 or $15 cheaper than all the competitors or other sellers? The second way is also great, but I have to mention something that the limitation is not permanent. So the threshold increases as your, let's say, performance go. If your performance is good, you sell, let's say, more products each month or maybe each week. I'm not unsure, but maybe it's a monthly thing. Your thresholds will get maybe increased
So
to 10,000.
let me address those two things. Number one, when you undercut people, I can guarantee you that every single dropshipper that you see on that platform, eBay, is undercutting
Mm,
each other. So you don't have to
mm,
like dude, like don't make this emotional, right? That's a business, right? It's got nothing to do with the other people. The customers will not come up to you and ask you why is yours 15 cents. So look,
mm,
you live in Jordan, you have a different mentality. Okay? That
mm,
mentality it doesn't apply to other countries. Right?
mm,
I understand you because like you're from Jordan and I'm from Turkey, so I understand what you mean by that, but it doesn't apply to Western countries, right? So
mm,
in Western countries, they don't care. You're selling it for cheaper, they're happy. That's all they care about.
mm,
Okay? The second thing is the limitation increases from 750,000 to 1.5 million, right? That's what the trend is. Usually it will start with 500,000 and then it will go to 750,000 and then it will go to 1.5 million and then from there it may or may not increase to 10 million. So this there is no fixed pattern for this one. Nobody knows. We've had accounts that would turn into 1.5 million starting from 750 and to 1.5 million after 1 to 2 months. We had accounts that never upgraded. Okay. So there's some sort of an algorithmic thing going on, but it's most likely to be very, very random, right? eBay does those things. So in your case, how much are you planning on improving with limitation? You're starting out with 100 to 1,000. The max that you're gonna go is 2,500 to 5,000. That's nothing. Like I mean it. That's
Mm,
that's very, very like, dude, like people are starting with $1.5 million. Are you understanding?
that's
What
that's
you're telling me, what you're telling me is like I have $1 million and you have 5 cents. Like, how
mm,
much are you gonna save from that?
mm, I understand. Uh, I will have maybe to recheck logging into my account again, recheck, let's say, the limitation to get the accurate number. And who knows, maybe the policies have changed maybe from 6 years ago. So, because there are a lot of sellers here in Jordan that are on eBay. I'm pretty sure that limitation is not fixed to maybe 1,000 or less than 1,000.
Mm,
So I will have to recheck that.
okay.
And it's very weird, to be honest. Like if someone in another country opens an account, he will get a very higher threshold. But maybe in countries like maybe Jordan and similar countries, maybe the threshold is very minimum,
Yeah,
like 1,000, 5,000, 10,000. 10,000.
for sure, for sure. So, Musa, it feels like you haven't logged into it for such a long time, in 5 years. From an algorithmic perspective, not a lot has changed. From an
Mm,
execution perspective, a lot of the like things are different now, right? 5 years
mm,
versus
mm,
now. But algorithm will be about the same. Okay.
mm,
That
mm,
they
mm,
won't change that too much. In your case, as I mentioned, if you want to make money, especially I wouldn't recommend for you to sell in USA, right? That's because of your limitations. But if you're
mm,
gonna sell in Jordan, whether you sell in UK or anywhere, you need to do product substitution. That is the only way you're gonna maximize. Yes, by doing the way that you're doing it, you may be able to get
mm,
sales. I'm not opposed to that, you will. But if you want to maximize your income per given account at your stage, product substitution. If I was speaking to an Australian, right, who has different limitation and is selling in Australia, my advice would be a bulk list. That would be bulk method. But we play in
mm,
completely different fields, right? I was fortunate enough to see both of the worlds because I have accounts that have limitations, like very limited amount of sales, and I took them to
mm,
overseas. And I even by the way, just so you know, I'm running between 10 to 15 accounts as of now, right? Like I'm a light
mm, mm,
seller. I see this pattern happening a lot quicker than you can. Like you're literally you can only your testing limitation is like maybe like 1 out of 10, 2 out of 10. My testing limitation is 15, 20 at one go. So the the
mm,
the amount of feedback that I'll be getting is not even comparable to what you're gonna be getting. You're so slow
mm.
numbers, especially with the limitation that you have, right?
I understand.
Right.
Uh, I have a quick question.
Yeah.
Uh, I understand that maybe drop shipping from Amazon to eBay is restricted.
Right. Right.
Yes, but does that even work? Like you drop ship from Amazon to eBay and
Yeah.
it's maybe not allowed.
Yeah.
So
So
there are like maybe some fears
right.
behind the sale. Yes.
It's not that it's not allowed. It's
Mm,
so this is what happened when the COVID hit. This
mm,
Amazon to eBay opportunity is so beautiful, right? Like this is why I even jumped on. Like I'm not even meant to be online at the moment. Like I'm not a YouTube. I'm not a TikToker. Like if you look at my videos, I recently learned how to record myself. Like I'm not on these
mm,
things. But what I am is I'm a seller online. That's my thing, right? And this opportunity is so beautiful. And the reason why it's so beautiful is because of the limitations that eBay has put in there. There's a big barrier to entry. What I mean by that is when the COVID hit, right, a lot of people jumped on dropshipping and they had item not received cases, they had items not as described, all of these things, they messed up eBay. Like they did so
Mm,
much damage. eBay couldn't handle it. What they did
mm,
was they put a limitation, and the limitation is such a soft limitation, right? The eBay's last year's income was around $50 billion, 50 million or 50 billion, something like that. And
wow.
you know what?
Mm,
50% of the income was coming from the job shippers. Did you know that? We're
wow.
talking about a
That's awesome.
we're talking about a company that has been
Mm,
on the internet for such a long time. Do you think they won't be
mm.
able to identify that we are doing job shipping?
Of course, they will do. With, let's say, maybe nearly half the sellers on eBay are drop shipping. Yes.
Exactly. So
Uh,
what's going on here is they don't want people that are not good at this. They don't
mm,
tolerate them because they got so hurt.
mm,
What they want is eBay as an entity is unlike Amazon, right? Amazon is very customer based. eBay is very, very money based. You give them money, like it's so screwed on the platform. Um, I know stories, the internal stories that I get told that the
mm,
literally the eBay workers will be told
mm.
to look the other way when a seller is selling too much. So even if you break the rules on eBay, as long as you're selling too much,
They're good.
they don't look at you, right?
Mm, mm,
Because it's super money focused. Amazon to
mm,
eBay dropshipping is only limited due to the fact that eBay doesn't want shit sellers. They want a very, very good sellers. They want people to have that entry point. So then once you learn that entry point, you're gonna be able to generate a lot of money because it's the more limitation, the harder it is for you, the harder it is for the other people. So other people quit, right?
mm,
You're
mm,
asking
mm,
me questions like, Alhamdulillah, you've got a very good demeanor about yourself. You understand that you should be reaching out to earn money. Like that's a very good thing, right? But people
mm,
like normal population, we're entrepreneurs. Normal population, they don't even bother. And what eBay is trying to do is these people that don't even bother, they want to make quick $20 from eBay. They don't want that in their stores. So it's a soft,
mm,
soft restriction because trust me,
mm,
if they got rid of us, they'll be losing $25 billion tomorrow.
mm, mm. I
Right.
understand.
Right.
It's like let's say like the ways that you have to maybe follow is if you drop ship to a certain country, you have to have contacts with warehouses there, maybe some suppliers in there to ease on you, like the shipping time, let's say 1 to 2 to 3 or 4 days. Like shipping locally is way too much easier than internationally. So this is something we have maybe to bear in mind. Like we have, let's say, not to supply from China to United States or the UK, like 20, 30 days. So because the customer expect, let's say, faster shipping times, even if he maybe, let's say, bought a premium shipping, or even if it's free. So this is something maybe more important
Right.
in terms of drop shipping and let's say the shipping itself.
Right.
That's maybe why eBay is skeptical with drop shipping from Amazon to eBay. They have this fear
Right.
of, let's say,
Just so you know, it's not that they're skeptical about it. They just, as I said, they just don't want bad sellers. That's all it is.
mm,
The reason why they don't want bad sellers is because they want to keep the buyers. The reason why they want to keep the buyers is because they want to make money. Dude, they don't even care about the buyers. I've seen so many
mm,
things. I've heard so many stories. I know what eBay wants. eBay wants buyers, I mean sellers that are just going to generate the money. They don't care whether they
mm,
catch it from the sea or they don't care they bring it from any country. As long as you're
mm,
making them money, right? They will look the other way. I can guarantee you.
mm,
But with Amazon to eBay, one thing that you are able to do is because Amazon is so huge, you're able to scale your eBay business like no tomorrow. The limitation of finding items, if you go on online, what's the number one thing that if you type in drop shipping, what's the number one video is going to come up? Let me tell you, how to find winning products.
mm,
Right. That is the number one thing. In the whole drop shipping businesses that they put out there is you need to find winning products. Until you find a winning product, I'm already found the winning product, already tested it, and I'm already moved to the 15th one, the 100th one. And that my competitor
mm,
is still trying to find the right amount of winning products. And let me tell you, I've done private labeling, right?
mm,
I've got phone cases. I brought a lot of stuff from China. My first business was a private labeling. So I've done this, like, this is how I've got into the e-commerce, right? So
mm,
now I know ins and outs of that. You know how hard it is to find products? Do you have any idea? And let's say that you made the best product and then you bring it over
mm,
to eBay. Let me tell you, I had a lot of great ideas. Not nearly none of them performed. Only a few of them performs. And from there, you
mm,
get to pick whichever one that you get to pick. And from there, once the competitors see that you've been performing, they will jump onto the same item until the competitors take over because the Chinese sellers will take over because they have a better margin, right?
mm,
You will
mm,
find a winning product and I will see that you found it. I will go and snipe you. I will go and take your
mm,
margins.
mm,
I will go to Amazon, find a substitution of that item the way that I told you to do, and then I will take all of
mm,
your sales. Now you spend maybe 50 days, 60 days trying to find that item. I just saw it sell a couple of times and I took it from you.
mm,
That's
mm, mm,
that's
mm.
the power that we have. Do you understand?
Yes, yes. But you have to keep the momentum. Let's
Right,
say you have a winning product, you have to search for other products because this eventually will happen to you. So
right,
some people will take the product or the listing that you have. Let's say I don't care if it's like maybe selling maybe 1,000 maybe products or units maybe per maybe 2 3 months, but in the same time you have to look for other products because this will eventually happen to you. Someone will take the listing, will
right,
undercut it maybe for 10, $1, maybe $2, and will take the listing from you.
right, right. Exactly,
And
exactly.
I decided it's pretty much hard to find the winning products because, like, at the same time, you want to have it in your hands to test it, see if why this product is special. Is it needed? Is it like recurring? There are too many things, and of course, the pricing must be reasonable. This is what maybe defines the winning product, like not for only for the rich, no, not for everyone, to be honest. Like in range maybe 250 if it's a quality product, maybe 50 to 100 or 150. If it's not quality or let's say expensive product, maybe below 50. So it has to be affordable.
So I sold items that are $500. They're only listed it for $50 on Amazon. Only 50,
Ah, okay, okay. Uh,
right? Listen,
nice. That's nice.
you think how much do you think this is worth? Hold on, let me get a how much do you
Oh,
think this is worth? This is one of my perfumes, right? I'm not sure if you can see it properly, but
yes, I can see it now.
right. How
It's a
much do you think this is
perfume,
worth?
right? Uh, if it's premium perfume, maybe, or it has a brand, I would go with maybe $100,
Right.
maybe.
That's only $40, just so you know. But what I was trying to explain to you is, would you be able to tell me
Mm.
how much exactly it was?
No,
Right.
no, no, no.
So the buyers, they're not doing drop shipping. They don't know. They see an item.
Mhm,
They think an item is worth that much. They come to a conclusion whether they're going to purchase it. They buy it. Okay. So the pricing only matters for private label people, only matters for wholesalers, only matters for online arbitragers, plus the items that they already know the value of because the item is known too much. You can't tell me how much is a corner desk is. How much is a corner desk? I've seen a corner desk for $50. I've seen a corner desk for $1,250. Right. The
mm,
price differentiation comes in whatever I value the item. Okay. So the
mhm,
item doesn't matter. The reason why we're able to now it does matter in a way where the higher items will sell a lot less, but you compensate that as a dropshipper because you don't get the inventory, you don't need to pay for it in advance. You compensate
mm,
that with listing items that you don't know the prices of, that you wouldn't even be able to tell yourself, and they will come and purchase that item. That's what the drop shipping
mm,
is, right? Drop shipping is basically making it more convenient, right? Being there at the right time, making it more convenient, and having the if I present that perfume to 10,000 people, one of them will buy it for $250 to $300. I can guarantee you in real life. That's what we're essentially doing, right? eBay has got a lot of traffic. We're getting it and we're presenting the item to so many people. Whoever thinks that the item is valued according to the prices that they see, they like it, they buy it, right? So the
mm,
pricing doesn't matter. Like you can sell something that's $2 worth as long as the buyer thinks that it's $100. Guess what? They pay for it. It's $100. I've seen this
mm,
so many times. The first time I got a sale that was like 50% more than Amazon, I was mind blown. Like I was like, how does this happen? Like this
mm,
item is so like if you represent it to me, I will know approximately give or take plus or minus $10, right? But the buyer didn't
mm,
know because they don't know. They're not sellers. So the
mm,
pricing that you're telling me right now is what you think you value the item.
mm.
So
Yes.
that is why you'll be able to do drop shipping from Amazon to eBay, and you'll be able to scale because you got so much products that you can list. Times you got buyers, they put different pricing for each item, right? And you can present the same item or similar item to the same buyers over and over and over.
Mm, mm, mm.
So
And
your method works, but my method works better just because
mm,
I got more leverage over you.
mm, mm.
Yeah.
Well, that's a lot of information, to be honest.
You're good, man. You're good. You're good. That's completely fine. So, do product substitution. Um, like don't worry about the algorithmic parts yet. I can teach you these things. It's not a problem. I'm an expert. If you watch my last videos, you will know what I'm talking about. I've studied
Mm,
eBay algorithm prior to joining to dropshipping because I had to because of the private labeling. So I'm an
mm.
expert at especially the algorithm, the Cassini, right? Whatever they want to call
Yes,
it.
yes. Yes.
But yeah, so Musa, what I'm gonna do now is because we got less than a minute of the session, I'm gonna pause the video. Let me pause the video.